What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined by my dad, Sean, and today reactions to the classics. As you can see at the bottom, we got a song battle featuring the man from Dire Straits himself, right. Mark Knopfler. We're going with Sailing to Philadelphia, which is actually going to be sung with James Taylor, going against back to Tupelo. So that is going to be a little interesting. I want to shout out our longtime friend and patron of the channel, Sean, for suggesting this battle for us today. We got a lot of Dire Straits content and even some Knopfler solo stuff up on the channel. So it seemed natural to just have a battle here from his 2000s work, which I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, and so we're going to start off, as you see, with the Sailing to Philadelphia from the album of the same name from 2000. As you said, Trey, sung with Sweet Baby himself, James Taylor. It's drawn from Mason and Dixon by Thomas Pynchon, a novel about Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon, the two English surveyors who established the border separating Pennsylvania and Delaware from Maryland and Virginia in the 1760s.
Throwing it back.
This border later became known as the Mason-Dixon line, has been used since the 1820s to denote the border between the southern U.S. and the northern U.S. What an interesting,
inspiration
from Mark, who's from the U.K., to come up with. But we'll have the lyrics up, as always.
I am Jeremiah Dixon, I am a Geordie boy. Glass of wine with you, sir, and the ladies I'll enjoy. Old Durham and Northumberland is measured up by my own hand. It was my fate from birth to make my mark upon the earth.
I'll have to steal that line sometime.
Yeah, that's right.
He calls me Charlie Mason, stargazer am I. It seems that I was born to chart the evening sky. They'd cut me out for baking bread, but I had other dreams instead. This baker's boy from the West Country would join the Royal Society.
Sweet Baby, give me a loaf of rye, buddy.
Yeah.
We are sailing to Philadelphia, a world away from the coldy tide. Sailing to Philadelphia to draw the line, the Mason-Dixon line. Now you're a good surveyor, Dixon, but I swear you'll make me mad. The West will kill us both, you gullible Geordie lad. You talk of liberty, how can America be free? A Geordie and a baker's boy in the forests of the Iroquois.
Now hold your head up, Mason, see America lies there. The morning tide has raised the capes of Delaware. Come up and feel the sun, a new morning is begun. Another day will make it clear why your star should guide us here. We are sailing to Philadelphia, a world away from the coldy tide. Sailing to Philadelphia to draw the line, the Mason-Dixon line, the Mason-Dixon line.
All right, Sailing to Philadelphia. What'd you think of this one?
I liked him as low key. You know, Mark's guitar work was fantastic as always, but as always, it was kind of low key, not overbearing, even on that minute and a half fade out. Intricate work, but he wasn't trying to just take over the song. And I mean, it's pretty easy. He's Jeremiah Dixon in the song.
That's right.
And then Sweet Baby James Taylor is Charlie Mason. They just kind of tell the story. It's a historical lesson. What did you think of it?
No, man, I enjoyed it. I like the way that they traded off with each
Yeah.
other. Started with Mark, then went to James, then they harmonized together,
Yep.
and then we had James actually again. So it was kind of like a bookended type of thing. And then Mark finished off the song. I like the line. It was my fate from birth to make my mark upon the earth. You have the Mason Dixon line, literally the mark on the earth.
It's going to be your new Twitter
Yeah,
tagline, isn't it?
I got to steal that. So cheers to you, Mark, for that. I'll have to remember that one. And I've heard of the Mason Dixon line and learned about it in school, but it's
Not something you
not
think
something
about quite often.
So it was just a very interesting subject to make of this song. To think, oh, let's make a song about it. But hey, maybe they need to be playing this track in schools instead of boring textbooks.
I think if they just had them follow along with the lyrics, they might get a lot farther. But I don't think Trey, you're going to get any traction with that. So now we're going to go back to Tupelo. Of course, we're talking about Tupelo, Mississippi here from the Shangri-La album in 2004. It's about the life of Elvis Presley and his acting career. Mark himself said of the song, "I suppose I realized gradually as a kid that Elvis wanted to be a Hollywood star as well as a singer. I didn't realize quite how badly. It surprised me to learn that there are music managers today who admire his manager, Colonel Parker." Wait a minute. That surprises me as well. What? And thousands of youngsters today want to be famous, often just to be famous, probably more than at any other time in the past. So I don't know when he said that, if he said that in 2004 when it came out or what, but I'll tell you what, nowadays that's way more true than ever before in life with social media and everything else. So let's learn a little bit about Elvis, Trey.
Around the time of clam bake, movie number 25. You and the Lion Dutchman are still in overdrive.
Assume the Lion Dutchman, the Colonel.
I would
You're
assume
as strong
cheers.
as when you started Mississippi in your song. You can still be Marlon Brando and the king of rock and roll. It isn't just the records, no, you must have Hollywood. The songs alone are not enough, that much is understood. You'll soon be back in Memphis, and maybe then you know what to do. The storylines they're giving you, it's just not ringing true. Oh, it's a ways to go. Back to Tupelo. It's a ways to go. Back to Tupelo.
Once again, no low-key intricate guitar.
Man, loving it, man. Very chill. Just letting it breathe.
When you're young and beautiful, your dreams are all ideal. Later on, it's not the same, Lord, everything is real. 1,600 miles of highway roll back to the truth. And a song to give your mother in your first recording booth. Now around the time of clam bake, that old dream's still rolling on. Sometimes it'll be the feeling things are going wrong. Morning star is fading on Mississippi chrome. You can still be Marlon Brando and the king of rock and roll. But it's a ways to go. Back to Tupelo. It's a ways to go. Back to Tupelo.
All right, back to Tupelo, Mark Knopfler. And cheers to Sean for putting this battle together as, Mark kind of tackles, stories and, his great storytelling he can do on his own. But now, kind of going in a different direction, obviously with the historical, Mason-Dixon line. And now one of the most historical Americans of the past century, Elvis. So it was a good learning tool right here.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought he called out Colonel Tom Parker, and he basically, I think he's saying, in a nice way, without coming out and saying it, is like the movie career maybe wasn't the right way to go. Did you get that out of that a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. He says, no, you must have Hollywood. The songs are not alone. He says the storylines they're giving you are just not ringing true.
And I'm not an Elvis expert by any means. There's plenty of people out there who are, but I've done a lot of Elvis reactions. And I mean, I was alive when he died. My mom was a big fan of his, but I often wonder, there's basically about the entire decade of the 60s between going off to the military, coming back, where he just did movies and movie soundtracks. And I really do think if there's a parallel world that existed where he never did movies, his music would have been thought of much more, because his music dropped way off until we had the live special in '68, and then we get the Elvis in Memphis album.
Yeah.
But otherwise, so I kind of, that was kind of what was coming to mind whenever he was, whenever he's telling the story, like, wonder what it would have been like if you just would have focused on music only and went out and toured and did that kind of stuff. But
no, and again, we had the gorgeous guitar work
underpinning
this, and again, Mark's so emotive in his guitar playing, which I think is one of the reasons he's so highly thought of, and he resonates with so many people just throughout the generations, man. And I think he'll continue to do so, because you can feel it whenever he's playing that guitar.
That's a great point, and I think he's so underrated for that, because he's not going to get up there and just shred it, right? Like Eddie Van Halen, right? But he's going to do it in an intricate way that's every bit as difficult, if not more so. But it just kind of gets lost in the general population at times. But great battle, Trey. Now, I guess, we're up to the winner, and I don't even really know, man. I enjoyed them both. I guess I'll go to Sailing to Philadelphia just for the fact that I like the song structure, which you kind of brought out of, the trading back and forth between him and James Taylor and the way they kind of bookended it. But, I mean, I don't think there's a wrong answer here. What about you?
No, man. Really strong battle here. When does Sean not provide him, though? But I'm actually going back to Tupelo. I just thought I
thought the guitar work was a little even more standout.
And that's what gave it the little boost for me. And just, that seeing how it's cool when musicians, kind of really famous musicians, give takes on other really famous musicians.
That is a good point.
So I kind of always have a soft spot for those tracks. So that gives it a little nod for me as well. But of course, let us know down in the comments below which of these you have winning and what you think of these respective albums as well. A little later in Mark's kind of solo career right here. And be sure to show some love to Sean for suggesting it. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit that big red subscribe button. And if you'd like to have us do a battle or reaction for you, you can check out our Patreon page, link below, as well as the in screen is a link. You can check out our Patreon page as well as another video that you might enjoy.
That's right.
But until next time, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Happy listening, and we will see you next time.